Hi everyone. Starting out with a fabulous Monday, except my bad news is that I slept in a little too late today. But the good news is the reason I slept in too late is because we were celebrating yesterday, Mother's Day. And Kennedy and Megan, I told you, were both graduating from college this year. So we had a little pretend graduation celebration at our house yesterday with my mom and dad and Kennedy and Megan and Mr. Stafford and me. It was really nice. But I'm not used to having big events for the last couple of weeks, so that took a lot of good energy. Speaking of good energy, let's start out with our joke of the day. Why did the baby strawberry cry? Because his mother was in a jam. Get it? Jelly, jam, his mom. That was in honor of Mother's Day. Positive affirmation this week, my happiness is up to me. And really, when you think about it, you might need help figuring out how to take an unhappy feeling and turn it into happy. So try and change it yourself. And if you can't, ask someone for help and how you can change that unhappy feeling into happy. We're going to head into all about Sam in just a moment. But before I do it, birthday shout out to Angelise in Mrs. Mench's class. Happy birthday, Angelise. And a couple of shout outs to some new subscribers to my YouTube channel. We have Sadie Ann and Jason. Thank you for subscribing. And for Kate. Thanks, Kate. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, then you don't really have to look up the videos each time I upload them. You can just have them automatically sent to your YouTube account. It'll pop right up there. So now we'll get into our all about Sam. Luckily, we are, if you can see how much we have, we're about 3/4 of the way through the book. But I'm still enjoying so much about Sam as he grows up. And last time we were together, it was like a tragedy was occurring. Sam was at the pet show and everything was going great. And then all of a sudden it was this twist of drama and Sam realized that King of Worms was gone. It was almost like I could hear scary music playing in the background as if it were a movie. And this week, instead of doing a breathing technique practice, I wanted to do something we had done in the library a few times. We did something called tapping. This is something Sam could use if he was feeling stressed or anxious, because tapping might help with connecting with that amygdala part of your brain, that part of your brain that releases that stress hormone, cortisol, and maybe it would help settle down some of that activity in your amygdala. So remember tapping. You're going to sit up tall and straight, shoulders back, and you're going to start with tapping on the top of your head 10 times, and then follow me as we go. So starting on your top of your head, above your eyes, sides of your eyes, under your nose, chin, collarbones, sides of your hands on the pinky side, you can do that anywhere. You can do it a couple of times a day even. See if it works. Some people like breathing techniques, some people like tapping. Try what works for you. Now let's get into our story. Our vocabulary word of the day is muttered, and this word will be found somewhere in today's section of the story. So listen for it, and we'll see if we can figure out what it means together. Oh boy, Sam is starting out and he's feeling pretty stressed. He's bait, Sam yelled. I know he's bait. What on earth are you talking about, Sam? Anastasia asked. They were walking home from the pet show. Sam couldn't stop crying. King of Worms, I know there must have been someone there who wanted to go fishing tomorrow and was looking for bait, and they saw King of Worms and they took him. Anastasia leaned over and held a crumpled tissue to Sam's nose. Here, she said, blow. Sam blew his nose. They'll put a hook through him, Sam wailed. Anastasia shook her head. I don't think so, Sam. I think he ran away. He just didn't want to be in a pet show. Worms can't run, Sam muttered. They only crawl. Did you hear it? Sam muttered. Yeah, it's a way of talking when you're feeling a little annoyed and maybe you're kind of talking to yourself in a lower voice. Muttered. Well, that's true. They crawl and slither, but that makes them very good at escaping. Why? Sam asked. Because they go underground. No one can see them. Hey, Sam, you know what? I bet King of Worms is underground right now. Maybe right under our feet. Sam sniffled. His face brightened. You think so? Under the sidewalk? Sure, Anastasia said, probably slithering along down there faster than a speeding bullet heading home. Sam looked down at the street toward their house. Probably he did want to go home, so he wouldn't have to be in that dumb pet show, he said. Would he know the way home? Because I took him in a box and he couldn't see anything. Oh, sure, his sister told him. Worms have an excellent sense of direction. They're used to finding their way underground, where they can't see. Yeah, Sam said, starting to smile. I bet he's slithering along the street right now. He doesn't even have to stop at the corner and look both ways for cars. Yeah, he'll probably beat us home, Anastasia said. At the corner they stopped and Sam looked down at the drain that caught the rainwater. He knelt beside it, cupped his hands around his mouth and yelled, Hey, King of Worms, I know you're down there. He listened for a moment. I think I hear him, he said to Anastasia. I hear slithering noises. When they got to their yard, they went directly to the sandbox, where Sam's big tin shovel was lying beside a dented kitchen pot. Where do you think he might be, Sam? Asked Anastasia. Sam thought and then pointed. Right here, he said, by this bush. Anastasia dug very carefully with Sam's shovel, and sure enough, just a few inches below the surface, they found King of Worms. He beat us home, Sam said happily. He should have won first prize for fastest slitherer. Well, Sam's feeling much better now, which is nice, boys and girls. But what do you think about that? Was that really King of Worms? No? How do you know? What are some clues that you remember from the story that told you it really couldn't be King of Worms? The good news is Sam's happy. I wanted to show you a picture. We don't have too many, but was anybody imagining this picture in their mind while I was reading today? Doesn't have to be exactly what you're picturing, but this gives you an idea of what the author was thinking. Well, we're going to tune back in for our next video. We're up to video 28, and I wanted to show you it's a new chapter, and they always give us a little preview. A pipe? I remember something about a pipe earlier in the story. Looks like the pipe is back in the picture. See you next time.